Enjoy it.
Oh, go ahead. I can just keep, yeah, you won't bother me.
Welcome to this kind of weird amalgam of a gathering we're having this morning, where we're doing a service, but then hopefully with a fairly small congregational meeting happening within it. The board and I took this approach because for logistics, I know y'all are busy and trying to squeeze in another thing right now is a lot. And then as I thought about it more, I think it makes a lot of sense. So democratic governance is one of our core religious practices as a people. The idea of a congregation as a whole, acting as a whole, democratically, making decisions about the most important things is something that our religious ancestors have been doing for hundreds of years. They probably would not recognize our theology or lack thereof at all, but they would recognize the congregational meeting, the town meeting, the coming together to share and discuss and trust that the collective wisdom is greater than the wisdom that any one of us holds individually. They would recognize our commitment to what we call congregational polity in seminary language, which is that the congregation is the highest authority. In our system, there is no bishop or pope or presbyter or higher power of any sort, really, that tells us what we can do, any earthly higher power at least. And that is powerful, and it is rare. And so to have that embedded within our Sunday morning service, at least occasionally, I think makes sense to have this as a spiritual practice, because it is. So come, let us gather together, do the work of community, which includes the work of governance. Come, let us worship together.
Welcome, all who seek renewal in a weary world. Welcome, all who come with love and energy to share. Welcome to those who worry for the future, and welcome each one who is grateful for today. Know that in this place, you are not alone. In community, we share our strength with one another, and we keep the flame of love burning bright. Know that in this place, responsibility is shared. Here, tradition holds us, ancestors shine a light from the past. Here, the young lift their bright faces and beckon us onward. Take my hand, and we can go on together. From Sherry Woodbury. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to People's Church. Whether this is your first time coming, or you come every Sunday, or anywhere in between, I welcome you. My name is John McClellan, and I'm from the Sunday Services Committee. People's Church is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association and part of a tradition of liberal religion. Here, our mission is to be a beloved community embracing and serving our diverse world. Welcome.
And a few announcements as we begin. As I said earlier, we're having a congregational meeting as part of the service this morning. So if you are a church member here in this room, you should have a little yellow voting card. If you don't, take a moment in the next 10 to 15 minutes to wander back into the foyer and get your little yellow voting card. If you're with us on Zoom this morning, please make sure that your Zoom name matches the name we know you by here at church. Sometimes people have creative Zoom handles. And if you're more than one person on your Zoom connection, please put all of those names on the Zoom name. And if you don't know how to do that, just type your name into the chat so we know who you are and can count you appropriately when the time comes. If you're not a church member, please stay and see how we do this. If you're thinking about membership, if you're trying to get us to know us better, seeing how we make big decisions, in this case about the purchase of the solar panels on the roof, is an important tool, I think, in your discernment if this might be the community for you. A little taste of how the sausage gets made, if you will. And I promise we do not usually have parliamentary procedure breakout in the middle of a Sunday morning service. Other things, we have a mindfulness class after church today, a mindfulness gathering in room 9. It'll begin around 12:30. For almost 10 years now, People's People have been involved with the good and important work of refugee resettlement in our community. And right now, our refugee and asylee friends and neighbors need our continued support. So current needs at the Refugee Friends Free Store, which is housed at Congregation of Moses, include blankets, towels, winter boots for all, small and medium men's and teen boys' coats, kids' coats, snow pants and shoes, socks, gloves, personal and household care products like shampoo, soap, and toilet paper. So if you have any of those, you can bring them to church and put them at the table at the top of the stairs. Or there's also a need for an inexpensive but reliable used car. So if any of you have one of those just, sitting around waiting for the right opportunity, please talk to me or Colleen Van Slambrook. We name all these options as opportunities without the expectation that everybody is able to do everything. So we collected food for Loaves and Fishes this morning. Thank you to all of you who contributed to that. Thank you to all of you who can contribute to this. And we are all trying to do what we can in this moment, aren't we? And what you can contribute is enough. And here is the bazaar announcement for this week. Oh, here he comes. Come on down.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. But I have it on good authority that it will not snow on the day of our bazaar. I'm Tim Kiefer. I'm here to make a bazaar announcement about the bazaar. Did you know it's less than 2 weeks away? Aha! There are still a variety of ways that you can help out. On Friday before, between 4 and 7 p.m., it's the 21st, we need people to help price and package the goodies that we're making for the bazaar and craft items. You could also help out with that the morning of. We have a sign-up table, and you can do any of this online as well. On the day of the bazaar, we need help at the tables where we help the shoppers decide what to buy without handling their money, so it's just a persuasive kind of situation there. We need people to greet and welcome guests as they arrive to help them know where to go to get their things. So if you're interested in helping people in that regard, being a welcoming face at People's, we need you. A great way to help is to be a cafe runner. We encourage young people to do that, but it's also appropriate for older people to help with that as well. So there's sign up for that. We provide food for our vendors and for our artists, not for the general public, and that's what the Buddha Room is for during our bazaar. We want to encourage people who are helping out on the day of the bazaar to park at Centerpoint Church, which is the big church up north of here. We have a designated spot that will be well marked where you can park, and then we will have a shuttle driver bring you here and then pick you up here and take you back. So please do that so that we have plenty of parking spaces for our shoppers. At the close of the bazaar, we need people to help clean up. That's about 3 o'clock. You can sign up online. Eli was going to print out a sheet for that. There wasn't one there this morning, but we'll take anybody we can get to help put things back into order at 3 o'clock the day of the bazaar. We still have a need for baked goods and craft items, so if you're hoping to do that and donate them as part of our bazaar, please sign up on the sheet so we can know what to expect. We also have promotional materials, the signs out there to go up the day, a week from today, I think is when we can start putting them up. They mention that the bazaar is on the Saturday, so don't put them up this week, but starting next Sunday you can put them up. I think I covered it all. I have to tell you, my first thing that I did when I started coming to People's was to help out at the bazaar. And I didn't know too many people, but it was a terrific way to meet people and it's a way for us to contribute to the good work that this church does. And it really helped me connect with the church and with the people here. So I encourage you, if you're at all hesitant, give it a shot. The worst that will happen is that you walk away with a bunch of cookies. So thank you for your time, and we'll see you.
All right. I invite you to rise and bow to your spirit to sing our opening song together. Morning has come, arise and greet the day. Dance with joy and sing a song of gladness. The light of hope here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. A new day dawns, once more the gift is Him. Wonder fills this moment shared together. The light of peace here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. To see that life abounds, open hearts to welcome it among us. The light of love here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home.
I'd like to call Burris up to light our chalice. A chalice lighting for businessy meetings by Lee Kinvey. Amidst the paperwork and preparation, amidst the emails and emotions, amidst the getting it done and the pressure of time, can we find a little space for lifting our heads in wonder that we're still here, still striving, still trying, together? Can we find hearts accepting all the complexity, space for falling a little bit in love with this faith again, with its tenacity, its capacity, even its audacity? Space to hold what we still believe is possible without hiding it behind disclaimers that can attempt to shield our hope from cynical critique. Can we enter this space with a felt sense of our deepest values and the ways we can liberate them to humanize the processes and forms of our decisions and actions, our structures and governance? We light our chalice in hope that we center love and relationship, creativity and community as we meet, in hope that we can invite into our own hearts and into the space between us so much obvious respect and spacious grace that no matter what happens here, we emerge connected.
Oh, we're good. In addition to our chalice lit here, we have flames being kindled in other places by our people participating on Zoom this morning. There are chalice flames burning in Parkview Hills, in Battle Creek, in Richland, and in Minneapolis. What a gift it is. We're all together in this time, even if we are not all in the same place. And one on Munson Lake. This is a congregation that supports one another. And one of the ways we do that is by sharing the joys and sorrows and other milestones of our lives. So if you have something you wish to share with our congregation as a whole, this is a moment to come forward, place a stone in our shared bowl of water, speak briefly, and remember to share your name. If you are with us on Zoom, I invite you to type your joy or sorrow or milestone into the chat box, and I will share it with the congregation. Now I place a few more stones for all of the joys and sorrows we're holding quietly in our hearts today, the joy and sorrow in our wider community and in our wider world. Sources of reason and radiance, sources of courage and compassion, keep watch with those who work or watch or weep this day. May the suffering be soothed, may the weary find rest, may the sick be tended, may the dying and those who love them find peace, may the joyous be shielded. May all of us know we are wrapped in a love that surrounds us always, a web that connects us to all that exists. And now we sing our children and their teachers and advisors off to their learning.
Go forth in peace, in search of wisdom, with love to guide you on your way. And may the joy of life surround you wherever you may go. Go forth in peace, in search of wisdom, with love to guide you on your way. And may the joy of life surround you wherever you may go.
Good morning. I'm Laura Boltman. I'm president of the board. I don't usually get to have this kind of parliamentary fun until our annual meeting, but here we are, and we're excited to get this going. I did feel abandoned for a moment, but thank goodness I have Barb, our parliamentarian up here, who is going to help us through this. So, number one, if you are a member, do you have a voting card? Do you have a voting card? If you do not have a voting card, yeah, look at you waving. Don't worry, I'm not going to count them yet. Just want to make sure that we've all got one. Yes, anybody need? Okay, perfect. Thank you. The meeting will come to order. Eli, how many members do we have present? Boom, quorum, baby. 68 members present. Thank you. Today we have 4 tellers in our room. We have Tim and Reverend Rachel, who will be counting the votes over Zoom. They are in the back over there. And then we have Martin Sauter, who I saw, boom, there. And Brian Lewis, who will be counting the votes over there. Cool. Counting the votes in the room. The votes that we take today will determine the final wording of the ballot that will be sent to all the members. So, the agenda for this special congregational meeting is to determine if People's Church will purchase our solar panels from Helios Solar. And now we need our expert to come talk about that. I'm glad to see Tom Hackley. Are you ready? Tom Hackley, our treasurer and expert solar panel guy, is going to come explain what we're doing. I think so, yeah.
One on. Okay, you can hear me? All right, so almost 6 years ago, the Board of Trustees made the decision. Here, I'll just do this. Our Board of Trustees made the decision to enter into a contract with Helios Solar to place 25 kilowatt array of panels on our addition, which you can't see from the ground, but it's there, I assure you. That contract was what's known as a power purchase agreement, which means that Helios owns the system and we get the electricity from it, and we pay for the electricity that we receive at a lower rate than what we would pay Consumers Energy. The other part of that agreement is that after 5 years, we were able to purchase the balance of the system, that is the depreciated value of the system. So it cost about $65,000 to $70,000 initially. It has been depreciated in value to around $38,000 right now. And we have the option to purchase that at the end of this year. At that point, we will become the owners. We will no longer be paying Helios for the electricity that we use, and we will enjoy a financial benefit in our annual budget of around $4,000. So it looks as if that would mean about 10 years of that money, that financial benefit, and we will have paid off the system. It's about a 10% return on our investment. So the question today is, and what people will be voting on in the next couple weeks, is shall we use our church funds, the Palmer Fund, which is a contingency fund, to purchase the balance of the system. I hope that's clear. It gets a little confused because we've had it on our roof for 5 years, but we haven't owned it. So that kind of sums it up.
Yeah, so, questions. Let's go ahead.
What is the useful life anticipated for that system beyond today?
There should be at least 20 years of use. Oh, what's the useful life of the system? They say about 25 years before the efficiency drops to 85%, so it slowly depreciates over time. It'll still be producing at that time because there are no moving parts to wear out. It just kind of, the electrons go away, you know. So, yes. Is there a fund set aside for maintenance? We will we will enter into a contract with Helios to maintain it at $250 a year. That again was part of our contract, and as I said, there are no moving parts. It's really, occasionally some electrical thing goes wrong, and it can be fixed through the satellite system and the internet. Okay, Becky.
Does our insurance policy cover any damage to it, like wind damage or anything like that?
I believe once we own it, we have an umbrella insurance policy that'll cover any damages. Yeah.
How much is in the Palmer Fund now?
There's roughly $260,000 that is in investments at this point. Yeah.
This is Pat Van Slambrook. I'm a member of the Finance Committee. There are $25,000 already in savings that earmarked for Palmer that can be used to, towards the purchase. We also have $4,000 already in this year's budget for Helios. So 29,000 of the 38 is already covered.
Thanks, man.
So this is Denise Hartz. I'm the chair of the Finance Committee, and I would just want to make a statement that, you know, our reserve fund sounds large, but the operating costs of the church are substantial, and donations toward this purchase, donations toward the church in general are always welcome. So special donations are always welcome.
Any other questions? Oh.
Yeah, Tom, you spoke of a 10% return on our investment. Could you do a little math there? In other words, if we're investing $38,000, we will get $3,800 in savings approximately coming back to us over a 10-year period? Would that be correct?
That's right, Gordon. So the amount that we pay Helios, you know, projected, I mean, it changes obviously depending on the sun and how much we use, but we've budgeted about $3,800 for this coming year. That's roughly 10% of the cost that we'll be putting forth, and that amount will go up because well, it's what we would be paying Helios would increase by 4% a year. So we'll be avoiding those costs. It's not like money in our pocket, it's money that we don't spend. Yes? Oh.
Does the system cover all of our electrical expenses?
No, it covers 40% roughly. If we compare the usage, our electrical usage this past year with pre-pandemic, so that's kind of a baseline that we use, it'll be 40+% that we have reduced our dependence on the grid and on fossil fuel-based electric generation.
Okay, my question is, so if we're going to take money out of the Palmer Fund in approximately 10 years, that will be paid off, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then the roughly $3,800, are we going to take that and put it back in Palmer to put our money back into the Palmer account?
That's not the plan currently. It would be simply the operating expenses of the church would go down by that much and would continue to be down. Once we get to 10 years, everything's free after that.
This is just a clarification, and I'm speaking on behalf of my financial advising spouse who knows so much more about the long-term investments of the church than I do. But just to this question on the Palmer Fund, those funds will continue to be invested and grow over time. I don't know if there's anyone on that committee who's here, a subcommittee of the finance, but I would imagine that grows at 8% a year. Little less, okay. Hopefully, I'm optimistic. So that money will be recouped through investment.
Yeah.
So just to, oh. just to respond to that question about the investment, so to the extent that we continue to operate at a deficit, year to year, then we're drawing down gradually that reserve fund. So it's not, we have to see how much are we drawing it down versus how much is it able to grow. And so that's why I'm encouraging people to think about a special gift to support this extraordinary purchase so that we aren't eating away even more at our reserve fund. So I'm not against the action. I think it's a great action. I just want people to support it financially.
Are we getting any questions from on the Zoom? No.
So you mentioned drawing down the Palmer Fund. Just so I understand, are we also clearly asking members to make a contribution to, if they can, to make this less of a withdrawal of the Palmer Fund and to be sure we can fully pay for the panels? Is that right? Is that what you're asking?
We would welcome any gifts that people want to put towards it. We're not asking. We're just sort of, yes, we just would be very happy. You'll put a smile on everybody's face. And I should point out that, this, doing this 6 years ago didn't give us any significant amount of financial benefit, but it's a measure of our values, and it'll continue to be that going forward. We're just trying to turn this into a little bit of a financial benefit also at this point.
My name is Brian Lewis, and I just wanted to point out, at the table, we have a legacy giving brochure for people that are interested in that. Tom and I and Alan Hunt are also good contacts, as well as Reverend Rachel.
I would like to clarify two things. One, that if we do eventually vote to buy the solar panels, they need to be bought by December 31st. So running a special fund campaign between now and December 31st for the solar panels is complicated at best. So the current plan is to draw the money needed from the funds that we have and then run campaigns or donations or so forth to replace that, but we didn't expect to be able to turn it around so quickly on a special fund campaign, one. And two, just also to clarify, because there's been a little bit of confusion this morning with people I've talked to, the voting that we're doing right now is to bring this measure to the congregation as a whole. So when you raise your cards to vote, we are not voting on whether or not we're buying them. We're voting on whether or not we're going to vote on buying them. So once we do the voting portion, that's when we say, okay, we have a motion to put out to the entire congregation, to the non-68 of us, as well as those of us who are here, and then we're going to decide whether or not we buy them. So that's the decision this morning. Do we want to vote on this or not? That's what we're choosing.
Can you explain the Palmer Fund? Because I don't think people knows what it is.
Okay, the Palmer Fund is, as I mentioned, about $260,000 that has been, over time, donations to put into our investments for contingencies. We've used it, for instance, to pay off the balance of the mortgage on the addition. We did that, I don't know, several years ago. We have used it more recently to help us with deficits on the operating fund. We don't want to use it for that, but it's available. If we have a windstorm that comes up and knocks down 20 trees, we'll use it to fix that problem. So it has multiple uses. It is not restricted like our endowment funds. It's available for things that are important that we didn't put into the budget, that we didn't expect to happen, but they happen anyway. Dan, are you about ready to raise your hand?
I don't know if I missed this, but I'll just say, what does a no vote mean?
The no vote means that we don't bring the motion to the congregation. So we say, okay, then we won't buy them. We're not going to.
No.
We're not going to bring this forward.
What does a no vote? If the motion goes forward, what does a no vote mean?
We continue to rent the panels, right, Tom?
And what are the costs? What would that cost be?
Oh.
Does this work? Okay. That's where the figure of $3,800 in our budget is. It's money that we pay to Helios for the electricity that's being generated. Yes, yeah, then it'll continue every year, plus there's a 4% escalator in that, so it ratchets up. I don't see anybody. Oh, Catherine.
So in essence, I'm understanding that this 3,800 would take a lot of the issues of whatever we call the deficit away.
Yeah, we passed a budget last spring with about a $22,000 deficit in it. That's more than what's sustainable. We figure we can draw maybe $13,000 from the Palmer Fund for a deficit without getting worried about it. But we're looking at almost twice that. So yes, the reduction in expenses would help our bottom line next June at the end of the fiscal year.
Question that's perhaps more of a comment from Rochelle. Even if we delay a full-out fundraising campaign, welcoming contributions that people want to make before December 31st for tax purposes is good, yes? Yes is the answer, yes.
Yes, I support that sentiment. Pat.
I want to emphasize again that we already have $25,000 in savings that is earmarked for Palmer. The most that we have to pull out of savings will probably, or out of the investment, is $15,000.
Are we ready to vote on the motion? Are there more? I think we're ready to vote. Yes, rumble, mumble. I can't tell what that means. Watermelon, watermelon.
Speak
okay.
now or hold your peace.
So, the motion that we are voting on, the motion we are going to bring to the congregation to decide whether or not to approve or not is, shall the congregation spend up to $38,000 to purchase the solar panels on the roof of the church building? So, all those in favor of approving this motion, please raise your cards. Yeah, we're bringing this motion to the congregation. Yeah, I don't think we need to count it specifically. Let's thank you. Put your hands down. Those opposed to bringing the motion to the congregation, please raise your voting cards. Yeah, okay, we're cool. Has our Zoom congregation put us in another? Okay, perfect. So the ayes have it. So the motion is adopted. So the motion that People's Church will purchase the solar panels at a cost of not more than $38,000 will be sent to all members for approval. Voting will end on November 23rd at noon, which is immediately following our service on the 23rd, the day after the bazaar, if anyone's counting. Following this service, paper ballots will be available in the foyer. Eli will have those ready for you. And then Whoever does not vote by paper ballot today will get an email to vote over email. So if people are not here, or people on Zoom, all members who are not paper voting today will receive an email. And we have reached the end of our meeting. We are adjourned. Well done, guys. Good job. Now we're going to sing. Thank you, Savannah.
Yeah, I invite you to rise and body your spirit, and we can sing together. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I fly the starry seas, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing to the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat
So as we continue with our service, know that the order of service you might have on hand is really just a rough guide at this point. We're aiming to end around our regular time, so we'll do as much or as little as we need to get there today. People's people are generous people, and our building is a resource to people within and beyond our church community. So I was here in the building on Tuesday night because there was a board meeting. We gathered to do the work of governance, your elected leaders and I. And in another room, there was a small group of the Indivisible community organizing effort, meeting and strategizing. In another room, there was Buddhist meditation in the Tibetan lineage. In another room, there was some barbershop singing.
Thank you.
And in yet another room, or actually the same room as the singing, but at a different time, there was medieval sword fighting. And it was amazing. And I kind of have started to think about perhaps those groups of things of organizing, governance, singing, historical reenactment with weaponry, and meditation as maybe the 5 food groups of the resistance of this moment, right? That we can be practicing in all of these different ways with creativity and with joy to create the world we want to live in this moment. So only one of those groups was an official People's Church program, but there were all kinds of things happening because you all let this space be a refuge for so many seeking so much. So keep up the good work. Your generous contributions will now be received, and we get to hear the choir.
Please join me in giving thanks for all that sustains us. From the countless gifts we each have been given, gifts of life and love and sustenance, we bring these small portions to share in the works of love which none of us can accomplish alone.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be whole. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole.
Stopping to Help by Rayla D. Matson. Why is it that some people stop to help and others just keep going? In my adult life, I've happened upon a number of memorable car accidents. In one, a mother was unconscious while her small child was screaming in the back of the car. My friend and I raced to pull the child from the mangled car, which was in a busy intersection. The police and the mother were thankful for our compassion in helping. A few years later, I'm traveling home when I see a car go down an embankment. I pull over and run back down the highway. When I get to the car, the woman inside asks me quite rudely what I'm doing. When I tell her I came to help, she seems annoyed. Police arrive, and they too inquire why I stopped and tell me that I need to mind my own business. More years pass. I'm driving with my toddler and witness a car drive under a tanker. I jump from my car and crawl under the tanker to the driver, who's confused, bleeding, scared. While we wait for help, I call her family and clean her wounds. When help arrives, the police ask me why I stopped to help her when I had a small child with me. He says I should have just kept going, to which I reply, with a small child in the car, what message am I teaching if I don't help? One day it was my turn to need help. My car was stuck in a snowy embankment, and I could not get myself unstuck. I was getting more and more frantic as my children were with me, and the car was jutting out into the street. My oldest child was confused. Why would no one stop and help us, when I often stop to help others? I was wondering the same thing as many cars splashed by. While I couldn't answer his question, I asked him to promise that if he was ever able to help someone, and it wouldn't put him in harm's way, he would stop and help if he could. He thought about it. Even though people weren't stopping to help us, my son said, he wanted to be more like me and stop to help someone anyway. I'd like to think that by my stopping, I'm setting a good example for my kids. What example is that? Compassion, maybe. A caring heart, a gentle spirit. Maybe it's my hope that one day someone like them will have had a mom like me, and someone will stop and lend me a hand.
Both of today's readings are from a weekly email called Braver, Wiser, put out by the Unitarian Universalist Association, that are these personal reflections like this. And if you want to look at the back of your order of service, there's the link if you want to sign up. I endorse it if you want a little Wednesday morning thoughtfulness. Here's another one of those reflections. Hard, Brave Choices by Martha Durkee Newman. When I was a youth, the young adult fantasy series by Philip Pullman, His Dark Materials, was an important source of spiritual guidance for me. Something I love about being Unitarian Universalist is drawing sacred texts from places such as the shelves of the middle school library. In the final book of the series, one of the young protagonists has a decision to make upon which possibly the fate of our world and the next world hangs. Before he decides, he evaluates his options as if they are lit candles before him. This short passage returned to me recently when I was faced with a hard, brave choice. I saw all of my options in front of me as lit candles, waiting there for me, representing different things, different paths, all looking particularly enticing and bright and shiny and glittery, and some maybe a little frightening, and all of them on fire. Before I chose, when all my options were still in existence, I felt attached to all those candles. I didn't want to choose and snuff out all of my other options. Eventually, I made my choice, but I still grieved the candles I had blown out. This is a year in which hard, brave choices will be required of all of us. Our world is changing, so much is in flux. Increasingly, we are faced with questions and decisions about our money, our time, our place in history, how we act, how we don't act, what matters, what we give our attention to, what kind of world we're building. We cannot afford to linger in front of all of the candles aflame in front of us. Will had to choose, after all. It takes courage to blow out the candles of the roads we will not travel. But in this moment, our task is to find this courage and lift it up. And lucky for us, we have each other. We do not have to do this alone. And on the other side of that decision, we can travel forward together with our one remaining candle to light the way. So come and find me. Travel alongside me. Bring me your courage, because Lord knows I don't have enough on my own. Together, we can blow out the candles of the roads not taken, and we can go forward side by side. So this was the moment where, had the congregational meeting been very short, we would have broken into small groups and had discussions together. And because of the timing, that is not what we're going to do. And that's fine. But there are some questions that are in the order of service that I invite you, if you so choose, this is optional homework, to spend some time with, that are based on the reflections we just heard. Perhaps you can even use them as coffee hour conversation starters if you like. I don't know. But I think there's so much about this moment that's about how do we live with integrity given all of the everything. And it is good to talk about that with other people, because as the reading said, we can't do this on our own. So we will find time, perhaps another day, to do that in small groups during the service. But for now, we get to close. When I told our music leaders that we were having a service about voting on solar power, they said, "Great, there are so many good songs about the sun." which is easier to program when I was like, what the democracy or whatever else we thought might be a good theme. So let's all rise in body or spirit or get into whatever posture helps us sing our best to belt out a song that's probably familiar to many of us.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. And one more time, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
So let us go out and do the work that our faith calls us to. That is voting, that is caring, that is showing up when people need us and giving as generously as we are able. Let us be about this important work. Let us go in faith and go in love.